Konnichiwa, my name is Kaori Nagao, your Las Vegas lifestyle specialist. Today I'm very excited to be touring the Forte Apache Professional Park with my friend Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna Dreyer with First Federal Realty DeSimone. I'm a commercial sales and leasing specialist.
So Anna, how long have you been in commercial real estate?
I've been in commercial real estate here in Las Vegas, Nevada for less than 5 years. So my first year as a licensee in Nevada, I was doing residential real estate.
Okay.
I really wanted to focus on commercial real estate because that is my background, my family background overseas. We develop properties just like this, and we focus mainly on commercial and residential mixed properties.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
So it's in the family.
It's in the family.
Yeah.
So right now I'm very excited. We're standing here in Forte Apache Professional Park. It's a medical office park building. We have 6 buildings total. 4 are already under escrow. I'm sorry, they are already sold. And we have 2 full buildings available for sale or for lease. The building that we're standing in right now, there's a portion of it that we can carve out that's over 5,100 square feet, and the other one is a little bit over 2,000 square feet. So again, in commercial real estate, what we call condo units, it means or it pertains to portions of the whole building.
Okay.
So in case somebody is interested in purchasing a unit, it's called condo unit. So in this case, we still have those available as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're here in South Summerlin. For those of you that don't know, we're right by Forte Apache and Mall.
Yes.
And let's talk about what's close by. So I could obviously see the beautiful Red Rock Canyon,
Yes.
you know, from here. We have Wet and Wild here.
We have Wet and Wild. So we have a few schools nearby. The Master Association's community, so that if anyone is familiar with, we got Rhodes Ranch, Nevada Trails. Mount's Edge is really close by as well. If you head down towards Blue Diamond.
Yes.
There's 2 major hospitals nearby. You got Southern Hills Hospital on the right, and I believe it's San Martin campus on the left hand, if you go on the left hand side.
I actually had my first daughter at the St. Martin St. Rose Hospital, so I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting aspects in this community right now, and we're so excited that we are part of this area. You got the Bend over on, I believe, Durango and 215, where Ikea is located at. So Ikea, I don't know if everybody's familiar with this. This is the first and only Ikea location in Nevada.
Yes.
The nearest one is in California.
Yep. So
I remember my mom would always say, let's go to Ikea, and I would say, I don't want to drive over to California.
Right.
Which I'm originally from.
Yes.
So we got the, I believe, Uncommons, and the Bend building there soon. We have a lot of industrial properties going over down Sunset as well. So as you know how the market is right now in commercial real estate, the #1 commodity in terms of property type is industrial. Vacancy rate for industrial buildings are down 5%. And for retail, even though COVID happened, it's actually down by 6%. Which is insane. So everybody thinks, oh, businesses are closing, which there were a lot of businesses that closed.
Right.
But on the other hand, on the flip side, a lot of business owners saw opportunity to jump in on that. The same way in residential that we've seen. And you know this.
Absolutely.
So the market is just insane. Everybody's bidding. There's bidding wars going on.
Wow.
So in commercial, in essence, it's the same principle.
Right.
There's a lot of opportunities that are off market that everybody's just jumping onto.
Yes.
Listing agents are getting offers that they don't even need to counter.
Right.
So yeah, that's how the market's been right now.
So very similar to the residential, you're seeing multiple offers on commercial.
Yeah, so overall real estate is definitely on fire. I mean, you've heard that a lot, but it's absolutely true.
So this is considered new construction. I mean, we're all feeling the cost of lumber and other supplies going up. How is it impacting your business?
You know, if anything, the main thing is that there's a cost of delay. So just like with the law of supply and demand, what happens is everybody at the end of the day, you know, needs to make a living, and we're here to generate business, and we're also here to help each other out. So landlords find a way to help out tenants, and normally in commercial real estate, that can be included in the free rent.
Okay.
And we understand that tenants need to, build or order supplies, or their contractors or the general contractors need to order.
Right.
And this causes delay. And it's not just the materials, actually. It's also requesting the permits or obtaining those permits.
Yes.
So that trickles down. It's all a domino effect.
Yes.
Which is another reason why overall, I would say square footage, rent per square footage has gone a little bit up.
Okay.
You'll see this in retail, and it doesn't matter what side of town, you'll see a little bit of percentage going up. I would say the highest that I've seen is actually 40% increase.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like I said, at the end of the day, everybody wants to make business.
Yes.
And like everybody needs to make a living.
Yes.
And people are still leasing.
Yep.
And buying.
Yeah, absolutely. So for all of you that's kind of new to the commercial side of real estate, can you maybe talk us about what are the steps that from the first time you basically get a prospect to signing the contract, what's all entailed? Talk to us about the lease structure, like how many years are you doing leases for?
So I've dealt with a lot of buyers and tenants. I've represented a lot of buyers and tenants. So typically, in comparison to residential, in commercial, before you go in contract, there's an offering stage, which is where we have the LOI.
Okay.
So in residential, when you present an offer, that itself is the RPA.
Yes.
In commercial, it's non-binding.
Right.
You're presenting an offer, here are the terms.
Okay.
Do we agree on it? Or we can go back and forth. Landlord and tenant can go back and forth.
Yes.
And until they reach a certain agreement, until all parties agree to it. And then the lease gets drafted. After that, then you actually come into terms. Then it's fully executed. The lease is fully executed.
So LOI, for those of you that don't know, stands for letter of intent. So that's something that you prepare, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We prepare that. In terms of purchasing, essentially the same thing. We present an offer. It's not the contract itself.
Right.
There's a lot more inspections that go with commercial real estate because of the fact it's meant for a different use. So so with that, it depends. Is it an office property? Is it an industrial property?
Right.
Is it a retail property? Is it multifamily is considered commercial, but that's more than 4 dwellings, right? So at the end of the day, it's based on use and capacity, and what the concept is about.
Gotcha. Yeah. So once we go into the leasing side, what's involved in leasing as far as obviously there's a monthly rent, right, for the tenant?
So there's 3 main types of leases. So at the end of the day, all rents have a base rent.
Okay.
And when you break it down, there's the gross lease and then there's the nets.
Okay.
And very common is the triple net, right?
Yes.
So when you hear triple net, there's usually a CAM included, which includes the insurance, taxes, and common area maintenance.
Got it.
When you hear such as this for office and medical properties, you're normally dealing with modified gross lease or full service gross lease. When you say full service gross lease, what is asked of the rent, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Great.
When you say modified gross lease, it's modified. So it basically goes down to who's paying for the major operating expenses, right? And triple net, even though this is an office property, we do offer triple net on this. So it goes $175 per square foot and 33 cents CAM. So it's per square foot triple net. So triple net, like I mentioned, it consists of property insurance, taxes, and common area maintenance.
Gotcha.
And just to let you know, the common area maintenance, if you look at any complex, no matter what property, if there is a CAM, you're looking at parking, landscaping, maybe security, things like that.
Wonderful. What about signage? Obviously, you're going to have a nice
signage. Yes, there's maintenance of signage.
Okay.
So sometimes the landlord offers the monument signage free. Sometimes, actually, it's pretty general that it comes with a fee. It's either a one-time fee or it comes with a monthly fee. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. So if you guys want your, your name and branding on the signage,
and we all want that, right? We all want brand awareness. It's very key to business. Yes.
So that those are costs that we should be privy of.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful. Any other last words about commercial real estate before we take this tour, Anna?
I love commercial real estate. Yeah. So commercial real estate to me is it really is like cherry on top of any community. Yeah. Because then you have other properties nearby where you can be entertained, where it can be a place of worship for churches, right? Right. And then you have offices such as this. Right. Industrial, like I mentioned, is such a hot commodity right now. Yep. And what I've been seeing with industrial, as an example, it's not just about warehouses. Yes. People use it as gyms also too, and sometimes even retail. Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely, and then coming from the residential perspective, and I absolutely love this area, South Summerlin. It's growing. We have communities like Jade Ridge over here, and Regency by Toll Brothers, and obviously all these schools, right? The elementary, middle school, and then obviously we have a private high school, Bishop Gorman, down the street.
Bishop Gorman, yes.
So a lot of people are moving to this side of town because of the schools, and then of course having these commercial office buildings, especially for yours, medical buildings close by. I think that's all part of the decision making in a lot of families moving here.
So ideally, we do want medical and office professionals in this building. Yes. We do have inquiries, or we've received inquiries that they're owners of restaurants and this is their headquarters office. Oh, so nice. It can be something like that. Okay. Forte Apache Professional Park is located near Southern Hills Hospital, which is a block down. Block away. San Martin Hospital is about 3 miles away. Okay. And you do have master communities such as Mountain's Edge, Rhodes Ranch, Nevada Trails, Sienna. It's also very convenient to the 215 access. Yes, so that's really great. And Summerlin, since it opened up its road, it's at the tip of South Summerlin. Yes. And it leads to other communities such as the Cliffs. Right. And then you have, down a way going down to downtown Summerlin as well. Right, yes. Right,
absolutely. So you want to target all the medical office tenants, right? And the businesses, like you said.
Medical professional.
So if any of you that are watching this video in that field that's interested in opening their headquarters office or practice here, please contact us. Anna will be happy to give you more information and provide you the LOI, right? Letter of intent, if you're interested in a lease. So make sure you contact us. And I'm so excited to get on this tour.
Definitely. Me too. Let's go.
So Anna, how many buildings total do you have in this professional park?
So we have a total of 6 buildings. 4 are already sold. There's 2 full buildings over 4,000 square feet that are still available for sale or for lease. Okay. In the building that we're in right now, this is Building D. Okay. We have 2 carved out spaces that are still available for lease. One is 5,100 square feet, over 5,100 square feet, and the other one is a little bit over 2,000 square feet.
Awesome. And then do you have pricing on cost per square feet or?
Yes. Yeah. So for lease, we're offering it at $175 per square foot triple net. Okay. CAMs are 33 cents. Okay. The building itself, if anybody is looking to purchase, it's $275 per square foot.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. So again, if you're interested in leasing or even purchasing commercial buildings, we have 2 buildings left. Yes. Please comment below or email us directly and we'll be happy to help.
We're in Building D right now. Typically all the buildings, we do deliver it in gray shell condition. When we say gray shell condition in commercial real estate, there's typically no floors, no walls, plumbing and wiring, it's not yet connected. Sometimes there could be a concrete slab. So you'll see right here, you can still see through the ceilings. The floors don't have concrete. You have some pipes, some drains in place, but nothing's officially connected. That's what a gray shell is. Okay. So when you say vanilla shell, you got walls in place at least. Okay. typically there's already a bathroom or at least a space for the bathroom. And that's where, in general, where the plumbing is. If it's not a restaurant, if it's an office, bathrooms is still are essentials.
So when you get it in a glacial condition, obviously there's more
It's
options,
bare bones.
Right, bare bones.
Yes.
So you have the option to customize and lay everything like you like.
So we call that build to suit. So it can be built to suit, which in this case, we do offer that as well.
Wonderful.
So let's say you come in, you have your business, you want it built to suit, we'll work with you on that.
Gotcha, but that's obviously additional cost.
Of course, there's additional cost. And sometimes in general commercial real estate, landlords do offer tenant improvement allowance. Yes.
So talk to us about that, tenant improvement allowance.
Tenant improvement allowance, we actually with this, we offer $80 per square foot, which is, I believe, really, really generous. Even in retail, that's pretty hard to come by, but we do offer that. So when you say $80 per square foot as an example, you'll have your contractor, you have your designs, and then they come up with a quote. So that's the work bid or the work proposal. So based on that number, the landlord is able or willing to share costs. So that's what a tenant improvement allowance is.
Wonderful. So obviously as a new business, right, there's so much startup cost. It's so important to work with a partner like yourself that is offering $80 per square foot in tenant improvement, so that it's obviously
very
less
generous.
cost out of the budget, you know, from the new business. Awesome.
So we were in building D, this is building B and C. At the back, there's gonna be E and F. So,
and over there, that's A.
At the very end, that's going to be building A, which is already purchased. And I believe the owner intends to only use a portion of the building, and the other big portion, he's going to lease it out. So keep an eye out. A lot of the times, our clients, they come back to us and they also want us to be their listing agents, whether to lease it or maybe even sell it in the future.
Gotcha. And in this case, it's called subleasing?
So it's called leasing because he owns it. So it will be subleasing if there is a right to assign or sublease by the tenant.
Got it.
So the tenant is essentially leasing the building, and when they want to sublease it, that's when that term is applicable. In this case, the owner bought it, so he owns it, and he is going to be leasing out a portion of the building.
Wonderful. And that's a great location. Obviously, it's the first building.
It's the first building. You're very close to the intersection of Forte Apache and Sunset. Right there is where you see Sunset Hills Hospital. If you go further down Sunset, that's where you hit Wallapai, which is close to the cliffs, and it's South Summerlin.
Got it. Awesome.
On the right-hand side, you have entrance to the freeway, whether you're heading towards a little bit more north. So you'll hit up north, Summerlin, which, you know, downtown Summerlin is there, Red Rock. And then if you go down south, then you'll hit more of the Silverado, Southern Highlands area. Henderson.
Absolutely. I love that how Vegas, you know, we have our 15 or 215 freeway. It's so easy to get here. Everything's just like 15 to 20 minutes away.
It's one of the reasons why I was attracted in moving down here in Las Vegas. It's not as confusing.
And no traffic, because all those of you watching from California, I was there too. I lived in LA. The bumper-to-bumper traffic lifestyle, we do not have it here, and that's one of the biggest pro of living in Vegas.
Absolutely. So Las Vegas, we're very spoiled here with so many things. Aside from entertainment, new structures, the cost of living is still very low compared to other states.
And don't forget, no state tax income, guys. A lot of people are moving
here
advantage. Because of that.
Pre-COVID, if you're familiar with WeWork, it's this big concept. It's not just a real estate infused business. It's basically a shared office spaces, right? So a lot of companies got inspired by this. Although it had its ups and downs, now they have a new CEO. I think it's a whole board now. Uncommons actually has that concept where a lot of business owners are able to rent out space for their businesses. We don't particularly have that here in Forte Apache Professional. However, it's still going to be a trend that I feel like we're going to be constantly seeing because of the small business owners that we've talked about. A lot of people have been motivated to work from home, but like I said, at the end of the day, we want an office address, we want a place of business, we want a place where we can actually bring in clients and sit down in a conference room or maybe do a presentation. It's great to have that personal rapport, maybe sit down in a coffee shop, that's great, but at the end of the day, this is the reason why concepts like WeWork are still a trending force, and it's something that I think will carry on and we'll still be seeing in the next generations.
I'd love to hear from you and engage with you, so comment below. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, this is Kaori Nagao, your Las Vegas lifestyle specialist. Thank you so much for watching.